Okay, this is about the relationship between the volume of a gas and the number of moles of a gas. At standard temperature and pressure, 1 mole of any gas has a volume of 22.4 liters. Doesn't matter what the gas is, all gases have the same volume when you have the same number of particles. So by knowing the number of particles, you can figure out the volume, or by knowing the volume, you can figure out the number of particles. This is only true at standard temperature and pressure, which is 0 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere of pressure. We'll look later at what happens at other temperatures and other pressures. So from before, we had our conversions going from mass to moles using molar mass, from moles to number of particles using Avogadro's number, and now we can add to this chart the conversions going from number of moles to the volume at standard temperature and pressure. If you're going from moles to the volume, you'd multiply by 22.4 liters per mole, and the moles would cancel out. Or if you have the volume and want to go back into number of moles, you would multiply by 1 mole over 22.4 liters. And if you want to go from volume to particles or volume to mass, you'd have to first convert to moles and then convert into one of the other two units. So let's look at an example. So the first question is looking at the volume, trying to find the volume of 25 grams of carbon dioxide at standard temperature and pressure. So we're starting with 25 grams of carbon dioxide. Our first step is going to take that and convert it from grams to moles. So to do that, I need to use the molar mass of carbon dioxide. So 1 mole of carbon dioxide. We need to add up its molar mass. So for carbon dioxide, 12 for the carbon plus 2 times 16 for the 2 oxygens. So I'm getting the 12 and the 16 from the periodic table. Those are the molar masses of carbon and oxygen. We have 2 oxygens in CO2, so we have to multiply by 2. So that's 44 grams per mole. So this conversion, the grams of CO2 will cancel out, and then we'll get moles of CO2. The question's asking us what's the volume of 25 grams. So we need to do another step here, and that second step will be to multiply by 22.4 liters of CO2 for every 1 mole of CO2. And the moles of CO2 cancel out, and then at the end our units will be liters of CO2. So we do that on our calculators, and you get 12.7 liters of carbon dioxide. Second example here is starting with liters and asking how many atoms. So it'll be 9.3 liters of helium. And we're first going to convert that into moles. So 22.4 liters of helium for every 1 mole of helium. This time the 22.4 liters went on the bottom because we want liters to cancel out. We want to convert into moles. So the units we want go on top. The units that we have and that we want to have canceled out go on the bottom. And then the second step here is we're trying to figure out how many atoms. So we use the relationship between moles and atoms. We know that 1 mole of helium or any other substance contains 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. And the moles of helium will cancel out, and your final answer will be atoms of helium. And if we do that on our calculators, we get 2.5 times 10 to the 23rd.